out there without care, I was out of tune. But it wasn't because I didn't know. No. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. I hope that you're having the time of your life. Think twice. That's my only advice. Oh, who do you think you are? Oh, bless your soul. You think you're in control? I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Just like me.
Hello, everybody. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. Guys, tell me in the comments below if you can hear me loud and clear, if you can see me loud and clear. One of my gripes, one of my complaints when I come to you using my StreamYard is that sometimes the internet connection is not always so good, but this afternoon seems to be okay. What I'd like to read from you in the comment section is for you to tell me that I'm loud and clear, that my voice is clear, the image, the picture is clear. If you can tell me those things, oh, I tell you, we can jump straight into it and get to the meat and the crux. You know that word crux, the crux of the issue. So please tag your friends, tag anyone that you think invested in this bogus operation that is run and spearheaded by a man by the name of Chilekwa Mambwe, who talks real smooth, but really he's a criminal. And he's what Michael Jackson would call a smooth criminal. And oftentimes, criminals don't come at you full throttle, especially these type of smooth talkers. Oh, they're subtle. They come to you dressed in sheep's clothing, but really all they desire is to sift you as wheat, suck you dry, and leave you standing alone with nothing but broken pieces. Now, let's be clear. I am not a moral policeman. I'm not the beacon of hope. I'm not the standard bearer or anything like that. I'm just a member of the community. Just like you. If you are a member of the community and you see something wrong, there's an old saying, when you see something, say something. You know, for too long in Zambia, we've kept quiet about things that we really should be talking about. So I would like to encourage you, whoever you are, whether you're here or in England, America, if you have been affected and infected by this bogus operation, I need you to jump on here, tag your friends, so that we can have a very short, quick, authentic conversation about this issue. Now, let me bring you up to speed. when this information came to me, this is very similar to Kapembele Ngulube's National Housing Empowerment Fund. You remember Kapembele Ngulube. In fact, Kapembele Ngulube now he's gone underground. He's under the radar. For those of you that remember, Kapembele Ngulube is a Zambian man that was telling people that he was selling land when in fact he didn't have any land. That he was the whole thing was just a bogus operation, and he was targeting Zambians that live in the diaspora. These are Zambians that are living in America, in England, in the Maldives. Zambians who have a desire and a wish to return to their homeland at some stage during the last portions of their lives. These are the people that Kapembele Ngulube, the likes of Chilekwa Mambwe, these are the people they take advantage of. Because, these are Zambians in the diaspora that deal with dollars, United States dollars. Zambians that live in the diaspora that deal with British pounds. And their money goes a long way. Now, I'm going to highlight just one victim today. We would be here till rapture if I were to go through and comb through the victim after victim after victim after victim, would be here all night. But I will only highlight one. Now, let's go back. Let me bring you up to speed. When this information first came to me, because as you know, I've learned my lesson, due diligence, you suss it out. You work out the terrain. And I came to the conclusion that there is something wrong here. There's something terribly amiss with this gentleman that is not right. And so we posted the story, and he was, this same gentleman, Chilekwa Mambwe, was frantically trying to get in touch with me. Now, guys, remember, I'm 53 years old. This is not my first rodeo. I've been around a few clicks, so I know a con when I see one. So, and I know well enough to know that if you give a con too much time, he will ultimately manipulate you into thinking the way he thinks. It's like pouring oil into your ear. You can't listen to them for too long. And that's the mistake most people make. When you know a con for what he is, don't give them too much attention. Don't give them an ear. Don't do this. Oh, honey, they will hoodwink you. They'll sweet talk you. So when I posted the story yesterday, Chilekwa called me. And very soft-spoken guy, he wasn't screaming, whooping, and hollering. He was very calm. He said, Mr. Moyo, I'd love to come over and talk to you and give you my side of the story. I said, Chilekwa, the only way I'm going to do that is if you agree to be interviewed live on Facebook, and I will challenge you. I'll give you the complaints as they are and address each one. He didn't want that. He said, no, I don't want a live broadcast. Am I safe if I come to Simo-san? I said, why wouldn't you be safe? This is a business premises. Nobody's out to get you. He says, no, I'm afraid that if I come there and then we go live, I will be ambushed. And that's the word he used, ambushed. I said, Chilekwa, if that's what you're concerned about, then there's something wrong. Something's not gelling. And as they say, if it's not gelling, then it's not Jello. So finally, he says, okay, I'm going to be there 10 o'clock. He phoned me yesterday. So he says, Mr. Moyo, I'm going to be there 10 o'clock. We can talk and discuss. And I said, listen, man, come over. I'd love to hear your side of the story. Well, 10 o'clock rolled around. Man didn't show up. No phone call, no message, nothing. And to be honest with you, to be frank and honest with you, I knew from the word get-go that he wouldn't show up. I knew it. I could just hear it in his voice. So I waited 37 minutes, and then I put that out there. And it was very important that I do that because some of you, no, give him a chance, tell him to come so that he gives his side of the story. Well, I provided that. He didn't show up. So you conclude what you may from that exchange. If somebody's got something to hide, they're not going to show up. People avoid you because they've done you wrong, is what it is. That's a lesson every one of us have had to learn. So here it is. Let me bring you up to speed. This is Chilekwa Mambwe. This gentleman is someone that touts himself as a businessman and a CDF guru, meaning he presents himself on Facebook and his victims, he presents himself to his victims and to his gullible audience that, he's tapped into the government program of the CDF, the Constituency Development Fund, and that he solicits your investment with a promise of a great bounty return on your investment. And one of the things, he's had many different bogus business ventures. And here, let me tell you, the cooperative that he set up is called the Zambia Savings and Credit Union Cooperative. And under the umbrella of this cooperative, he set up cooking oil. Like he's sort of told you that we can set up a cooking oil manufacturing plant. And when you invest money in that plant, you become a shareholder in that plant. And over years, you gain dividends and you get paid from your shares in that plant. The name of the cooking oil plant was Ubuntu Cooking Oil. That was a scam. He had a poultry business, poultry chicken. His poultry business is a scam. He had a mining. All of this is on paper. Nothing is tangible. Everything is on paper. Mining business, all a scam. Now, he used to have an office over there at Government Complex on the second floor, room 24. Ever since he began to receive huge amounts of money from people living in the diaspora, sending him money through Western Union, several different bank accounts, money that would go directly to him. It wouldn't go to a company. These Zambians who were convinced and who were conned and hoodwinked, they would send him the money directly to his through Western Union. And then he would somehow turn around and say, well, we've got this business called the Zambia Savings and Credit Union Cooperative Society. It's a CDF project, he said. It's a Constituency Development Fund project, Constituency Development Fund project. And he convinced Zambians that this was legitimate, when in actuality, it's as fake can be. This puts the letter F in the word fake. It does. And I must tell you, my brothers and sisters, for those of you that are watching, the level of scamming, this gentleman has many times claimed that he's very connected to the State House, which is a very big red flag. Anytime someone shows you a picture of a photo op, you know what a photo op is? A photo opportunity. It's called a photo op. When, let's say, HH is walking by and you've got a camera and you say, oh, HH, can I get a selfie? Click. And then you use that picture in a business meeting and say, oh, by the way, I was with the president the other day and he said to me, pass the salt. And then the people you're with say, oh, you know the president? He says, of course I do. Of course I know the prez. The president and I on first name basis. Let me show you. He pulls out his phone. Bam. You that are gullible. Oh, you were with the president? So you know him? Of course I know him. They use these tactics to gain your confidence when really they're just sizing you up. And I'm amused when I hear this Chilekwa is saying, no, I'm going to sue Mr. Mwewa. Honey, get in line. Get in line. That line stretches all the way from here till the end of the corner there. Get in line. If there's anything you want to say, take it to the courthouse. That's the reason the courts are there. Kapembele Ngluwe told me the same thing. He says to me, well, I'm going to sue you. I said, honey, get in line. Get in line. It stretches all the way to the corner. Chilekwa says to me, I'm going to sue you. Well, get in line. Get in line. All right, here it is. Let me read some of your comments. The idea was good, but the management was bad. You can tag along all those projects without proper management systems. I almost fall for that. I detected something fishy because of the speed he was moving at. Is it the Chilekwa Mambwe I know? Probably. Now, this is the thing. My friend, I have a friend of mine I know very well, Reverend Walter. He's a good friend of mine, you know. Him and I get along very well. Walter is going to host Chilekwa Mambwe on his show. But here's the problem with that. Walter doesn't have the information to challenge Chilekwa. Walter is depending on people to comment in the comment section while the interview is being carried out. Well, he's going to tell you, he's going to bob and weave through all of that. You need factual information. There's a lady in the UK right now in 2023. She gave Chilekwa, sent him more than 156,000 kwacha to invest in Ubuntu cooking oil. Chilekwa got Photoshop and plastered a photoshopped image on a truck and sent it to people and said, this truck, we even have a fleet of trucks, when in reality, there was no fleet of trucks. And because Zambians are in the diaspora, Zambians who trust these people, they send it when there's nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. So the interview, if in fact he gives Walter an interview, I'll be shocked if he goes there. The interview will be tailor-made. It'll be a platform for Chilekwa to further convince you that what he's doing is legitimate, when really it's a scam. He's a smooth criminal. Nobody's going to challenge him. Right now, the people that are looking for Chilekwa, who are calling him, there's a man who invested in the poultry business that Chilekwa claimed that he had started. More than 38,000 kwacha. Last 2 years. Never heard from him since. Constantly telling stories, bobbing and weaving, Walter doesn't have that information. So how are you going to listen? You can't give what you don't have. There's a phrase there for you. So if you don't ask the right questions, you won't get the right answer. Chilekwa is going to turn that interview into a manifesto. That's all it's going to be. And then you Zambians, because I know you. Left, right, and center, I know you. You'll be saying, how chachi know you muntu you? I didn't know you were this smart. Kanshi, this is how you are. How kwena, let me also invest. And then Mishinga feel better. Why? Because that's just how you are. All righty. All right. Just a couple of more comments. I am one of the people that were affected. There are multiple groups of investors waiting to be refunded. All projects failed. Watermelon, onions, Dubai, all the projects. And I now notice I didn't mention any of these projects. I talked to you about mining, cooking oil, taxis, all these. Now, this man is mentioning watermelons, onion. All of these so-called projects were all on paper. Nothing beyond paper. You know, somebody says, let me park. Oh, yeah, and this is another thing. Innocent says, I remember paying membership fee. Now, this membership fee that Chilekwa asks you to pay is non-refundable. Okay? I remember paying membership fee of $350. I was even given a receipt by Queen. Non-refundable, meaning because this fee says that you are a member of this cooperative. Some of you may ask the question, which cooperative? This cooperative. When you pay some people paid $250, others paid $350. When you pay that one-time non-refundable membership fee, you are paying to be part and parcel of this cooperative. You are now a member of Zambia Savings and Credit Union Cooperative. Now, imagine if there are 10,000 people paying $350 non-refundable. This money just goes. After you talk about the initial $350 membership fee, now talk about the money that you invest. Other people invest $40,000, some $50,000, some $70,000. The lady in England that I'm talking about now, last year, 2023, she invested 156,000 kwacha in this bogus Ubuntu cooking oil. She was promised shares, no shares, nothing, zero. To this day, Chilekwa dodges, bobs, and weaves. It's rough out here. It is. It's rough out here. You got to know, boy, I tell you. Somebody says, I saw the branded truck using Photoshop. Yes. He would get a truck and then he would Photoshop the branding. He would just put Ubuntu cooking oil. And for those of you that are not media smart, do you know what it means to be media smart? Media smart means you can look at a picture and you can tell, oh, this is Photoshopped. That's called media smart. My niece, Wange, taught me that many years ago. For those of you that are not media smart, anyone, there are 17, 16-year-old boys who can do that for you. Just take a picture and plaster it on a truck and say, oh, we've got a fleet of vehicles. Our business is up and running. And because you're in the diaspora, you have no way of verifying this. You believe. You send the money. It's a con. It's a con. 350 kwacha times 10,000 people already. Just in membership fee, 3.5 million. Voila. The million. 3.5. Non-refundable. You can't even talk about this money. If you bring this money up, he will look at you like a calf looking at a new gate. So forget this 3.5 million. Now, talk about the big investments. He says to you, oh, we've set up a big plant. This cooperative is going to start manufacturing, producing cooking oil. There's a guy named Joseph who sent the cooking oil machines from China, sent them to Zambia. He saw nothing, no tangible operation. He took them back. because he realized, wait a minute, this is a scam. Took all the equipment back. But the people that Chilekwa was dealing with, the people that he had received money from, they were not even aware that the machinery had been taken back, because the guy that brought the machinery, he came here on the ground. This stuff came in from China. And he said, wait a minute, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing fleets of cars. I'm not seeing land. I'm not seeing sunflower seeds being farmed and harvested so that we can process the seeds and make and manufacture sunflower seed oil. I'm not seeing that. The guy in question is never around. He's never available. This is a scam. The guy left. And this is the man that's going to say, oh, I'm going to sue you for defamation. Well, honey, go ahead. Go ahead. Somebody says, I invested 30,000. Mosley. What happened to the Dubai projects? Nothing, because they didn't exist. They only existed on paper. Ubuntu cooking oil is a scam. It didn't exist. His poultry business is a scam. It didn't exist. The mining business is a scam. It didn't exist. It was all an effort to collect money from you, to line his pockets, and to leave you out in the cold. That's what it is. You have to know. Joseph, where is Edward Mwaba Ndalama? You pulled out alone without alerting us in the group. They had a WhatsApp group. Chilekwa was supposed to be giving the WhatsApp group. There were many people in this group, the same way that Kapembele Nglube did. You know, these guys are cut from the same cloth. They do the same thing. They have the same modus operandi. They create groups that they say they preside over, but they're never available. When they try to give you a bit of light and a bit of hope and a bit of confidence, they'll jump on real quick, give you a quick update, and then disappear. This is what Joseph is talking about. It has been simplified. Yes, correct. Somebody says, where's the share button? Hit that share button. Here's a question. How do people invest with a person without an investment license? Someone whose securities are not regulated by Securities and Exchange Commission. Come on, guys. This is Zambia. That's why papas take advantage of you. This boy, Abram Angel, aka Lloyd Mulenga, he's been arrested, taken to Chawama. Why? Because there are more than 120 people who have complained that this guy swindled them out of money because he promised them miracle money. Invest ama 10,000, muka ama 15 pin. The chap is there, incarcerated. Why? Because for those of you asking, they invested heavily on marketing. He had an entire radio show dedicated to him and his bogus business. He partnered with well-known clergy leaders, and that's how they drew in hundreds of people. And this is the con. This is true. The well-respected media houses that gave him the platform should also be brought into question at the end of the day. Very, very true. I invested 16,400. Zambians are now experts in 419 scams. It's a shame. Shame. Okay. So, to allow for interview past 16 hours, my friend Reverend Walter has given Chilekwa Mambwe an opportunity to explain himself. I extended that not olive branch, that opportunity to come and for me to challenge him. And I said the prerequisite is for you to agree to a live interview. He didn't want that. He said, no, I'm afraid if I come there, I'll be ambushed. I said, ambushed by whom? No, Mr. Moya, the best is let us just do a pre-recorded program. Edio, when I go, then you can air it. I said, what are you afraid of? No, I'll just come at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Meaning there. 10 o'clock to Australia. That is. I waited up until 10:37. That is. So I publicized that and I said, no, we agreed that you are going to come, do the interview, then we'll play it by ear. But he didn't show up. Next, I hear my friend Walter says, no, he won't go to SML, but he'll come here, explain himself. But the problem is that Walter does not have the information to ask him, to challenge him. So in the end, that interview with Walter will just be another opportunity for a manifesto. Chapwa. It will be Chilekwa now telling you what they have done, the gains they have made, the wins they have made, and he'll convince you. And in the comment section, whilst that live will be beamed from Walter, many of you will be typing, we can't chef you up, you are sharp. You are very intelligent. These are the people we need in society. Zambia, I tell you. Oh, dear. This is insightful. And they use government officials. That's why it's important for presidents, comb through them. Comb through them. Not just anyone can say, no, the president has endorsed. This comment, the biggest reason most people invested was because the president appreciated his initiative in a live press conference. Going forward, we urge the government officials and the president to only endorse people or projects that they have done a thorough due diligence. There was too much support from the government officials, and that made it difficult to suspect anything. Either way, my friend and I warned the public on various platforms, but alas, Zambians don't learn. This is the clincher. This is the best comment right here. Shadrach, chartered accountant. Very, very true. Very, very true. And I'm going to leave it right there because this is the cement. This is the glue. Shadrach, chartered accountant, has literally given it to you the way that it is. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. God bless. Bye.